Did you know golden retrievers, the breed everyone knows as the friendliest dog in the world, can actually get emotionally hurt by their owner's everyday habits? According to a 2025 GWAS study out of the University of Cambridge, scientists identified 12 genes in golden retrievers directly linked to anxiety, fear, and emotion, with mechanisms similar to those in humans. That means a golden is not just sad in some simple, instinctive way. They process emotion on a deeper biological level than most people think. And a lot of owners, even the ones who truly love their dogs, are still triggering those genes every day without realizing it. Today, we're going through 6 specific behaviors, so you can understand your golden a little better. Part 1. Goldens do not get sad the way you think they do. Most people know the signs of a dog that is struggling: growling, destroying things, refusing food, lying in one spot and not moving. But golden retrievers usually do not do that. When a golden starts feeling down, it will often still eat, still go on walks, still come greet you at the door. But the changes show up in other ways. It brings you toys less often, makes less eye contact with you. It still stays close, but stops asking for interaction like it used to. It is good in more of an emotionally drained way than a truly relaxed one. Those changes are really easy to miss. People usually explain it away with, "Oh, he's older now. He's just mellow. He's more mature now." But sometimes that is not what is going on. Golden retrievers are a breed that was shaped over generations to work closely with humans, read social cues, and want to please their people. That is exactly why, when something feels off in their relationship with humans, it hits them the hardest. Part 2. You can be home all day, and your golden can still feel lonely. This is something a lot of people do not realize. In the US and Canada, plenty of families have big yards, feed high-quality food, and buy every toy under the sun. They stay home all day and work remotely. But being there and being connected are two different things. A modern family can live in the same space as the dog, while everybody is staring at their own screen. The kids are gaming, dad is in an online meeting, mom is scrolling on her phone. The whole family is in the living room, and everyone is busy. Meanwhile, the golden sits in the middle of it all, looking at each person one by one. Goldens are extremely sensitive to human social cues. They read tone of voice, eye contact, and body language. They can feel when they are no longer part of the rhythm of the household, and are just there. Research on dog behavior shows that when owners and dogs look into each other's eyes, both release oxytocin, the hormone linked to bonding and trust. But oxytocin does not happen when you are sitting next to your dog with your eyes glued to your phone. You do not need to be with your dog 24 hours a day. 15 minutes of sitting down, petting them, talking to them, or playing one simple game is better than 2 hours sitting side by side while nobody even looks at each other. Part 3. Consistency isn't about being strict. It is what your golden needs to feel safe. Golden retrievers are gentle, and that is exactly why people tend to take them for granted. In a lot of homes, the rules for the dog change depending on each person's mood. Today you let him on the couch because you want to cuddle. Tomorrow you get annoyed because he jumped on the couch. The kids hug him all they want, while adults sometimes snap at him for standing near the dinner table. Grandma and Grandpa give him table scraps every meal. The main owner, meanwhile, wants the dog to sit and wait before eating. For a smart, people-oriented dog like a golden, that creates a real problem. Goldens learn by reading consistent feedback from the world around them. When that feedback keeps changing, they cannot build a clear picture of what is right. Instead, they start learning to guess each person's mood, instead of understanding the actual rule. A dog that has to read human emotions just to know how it is supposed to behave is going to end up stressed sooner or later. That is not healthy learning. If the couch is off limits, then it is off limits for everybody. If the dog is allowed to sleep in the room, then nobody kicks him out in the middle of the night. That kind of consistency tells your golden this: the world makes sense, and I am safe here. Part 4. Retriever is a working history, not just a pretty name. In 19th century Scotland, golden retrievers were developed for one very specific job: following hunters through wet, muddy terrain, staying focused, moving a lot, listening to commands, and bringing back game without damaging it. The word retriever in the name is a behavioral blueprint bred into them over generations. So what does that mean for the golden living in your home today? It means this dog was not made to just lie in the yard and look pretty. It was made to cooperate, focus, work with guidance, and function in a highly stimulating environment. When that need has nowhere to go, dogs start making their own outlet, carrying things all over the house, jumping on people non-stop, pulling on the leash, not being able to settle. A lot of owners brush it off with, "He's just wild," but really, it is working energy with nowhere to go. You do not need to train your golden into some professional working dog, but they do need activities that mimic those instincts. Teach them to carry objects, play search games around the house, or learn one simple new skill, and those things not only burn energy, but also satisfy that deep need this breed has to feel useful. The difference between a restless golden and a calm golden is usually not food amount or yard size. It is whether they get to do something that feels purposeful every day. Part 5. Goldens do not always want to socialize, even if they look like they do. This is one of the most overlooked things. Because Goldens have this friendly reputation, people often assume they are always okay with being touched anytime by anyone, always ready to play with unfamiliar kids, always fine with strangers hugging them, or interacting with every dog they meet on a walk. But that is not always true. Sometimes a Golden is tired and overstimulated. At that moment, all they want is to lie there and be left alone. And some Goldens, personality-wise, are simply not as outgoing as their appearance makes people assume. The problem is, Goldens usually do not react aggressively right away. They tolerate it, and because of that, people do not realize anything is wrong. A Golden's signs of discomfort are usually very subtle. Turning the head away, lip licking, rapid blinking, yawning when they are not sleepy, a slightly stiff body, even while the tail is still wagging, or trying to get out of the situation by walking away. If you see those signs, your dog is clearly saying, "I need this to stop." The problem is, most people were never taught to recognize those signals. The most dangerous thing about owning a gentle dog is people mistake tolerance for enjoyment. When you stop forcing your dog to always be friendly and start respecting their boundaries, your relationship with them changes in a really positive way. Part 6. Walking a Golden is not just dragging them around so you can say it is done. You walk your Golden 30 minutes a day and keep a good pace. When you get home, they are still breathing a little fast. You think that is enough. But look at that walk again. Did they get to stop and sniff? Did you tug the leash every time they wanted to pause somewhere? For that whole 30 minutes, were you walking and they were just following you? Or were you actually walking together? There are 3 different kinds of activity dogs need. The first kind is movement to burn physical energy. That is the kind you are thinking of when you say, "Take him out so he gets tired." The second kind is walking to sniff, explore, and process information. For dogs, the nose matters way more than the eyes. Every patch of grass, every tree trunk, every puddle is a new piece of information. When dogs get to sniff freely, their nervous system relaxes in a way plain exercise alone cannot create. Research on dog behavior shows that sniff walks clearly lower heart rate and stress signals compared to a regular exercise walk. The third kind is walking together with interaction, asking for a sit now and then, changing direction, practicing one tiny skill. This kind builds communication between you and your dog. Goldens especially need the second and third kind. Because they are more human-connected than many other breeds, outdoor time is both a chance to burn energy and a chance to mentally reset after long hours indoors. If every walk is you pulling them along at your speed and not letting them stop to sniff, you are burning off physical energy but not meeting their mental needs.